What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be breaking down the latest epic events of the Black Clover War Arc, including the unveiling of a brand new arcane tier magical power, the conclusion of the fight between Asta and Dante, at least for now, and the long-awaited return of my favorite Black Clover character. There is a lot to talk about. I am loving this arc, as I'm sure you can tell, so let's get into it. If you enjoy the Black Clover content right here on the channel and you want us to keep it going, please leave a like to let me know. It really does help. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You really have to go through the trouble of clicking the bell and then selecting the option that says all if you want to see our videos. The YouTube algorithm has been changing again and a lot of people have been missing videos, so please be aware of that. By the way, if you enjoy the visual aspects of these videos and not just hearing my voice, then you have my editor Dakota Broskie to thank for that. He's an AnimeUproar as well, just like myself, so please check him out, link in the description. Finally, this video will of course contain Black Clover manga spoilers. I'm talking about the very latest information that we have so far, so please proceed with caution, you have been warned. The latest chapter starts right where the previous chapter left off, with Dante in disbelief that Asta was able to actually scratch his face. Dante is so upset that he decides to straight up fist fight Asta, which is a pretty massive flex in and of itself. And we can assume that thanks to Dante's gravity magic, each one of his punches has the weight of like 1,000,000 normal human punches. And so the aggravated Dante and berserk Asta continue to clash, and the chapter then shifts focus back to Gauche, who is still out there slowly dying from a massive wound in his torso. Gray is of course still upset that she can't do anything to help Gauche, and as she is bawling her eyes out, we get a flashback to Gray's own tragic backstory. It turns out that Gray's character is closely based on the famous fairy tale Cinderella. And when you think about the whole transforming her appearance thing, it kinda makes sense, except we don't have a fairy godmother. At least not yet. This is definitely not the first time that a character's backstory is basically a retelling of a popular fairy tale, as we saw with Charlotte's backstory, which was extremely similar to Sleeping Beauty. Before she joined the Black Bulls, Gray lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. The stepmother and stepsisters mistreated Gray. They forced her to spend all her time cleaning and washing everything around the house, and because of this, Gray was always covered in dirt and ash, which is where the name Cinderella comes from. The word Cinderella is a reference to being covered in ash or cinder. Gray's stepsisters loved wearing fancy clothes and makeup, and they always mocked Gray for wearing raggedy clothes and for being so dirty. They called Gray ugly and told her that her appearance was shameful, which is part of the reason why Gray became so shy and self-conscious. From a very young age, she was traumatized by the fact that her stepsisters constantly mocked her appearance. And this explains why Gray eventually started hiding her true appearance from pretty much everyone by using her transformation magic to always look like someone else. One day, back when she was still just learning transformation magic, Gray tried to get her stepsisters to accept her by transforming her appearance to look like them. However, her stepsisters were outraged. They saw this as a form of mockery, and they demanded that Gray change her appearance back to normal immediately. But because Gray still hadn't perfected her transformation magic, she wasn't able to turn back right away, so she was forced to run away from her sisters. She ended up running out of the house and out into the woods. But in the woods, Gray came across a band of robbers, and when they saw her fancy clothes, they decided to rob her and potentially do even worse things to her. Thankfully, Gauche and Marie showed up in the nick of time, and Gauche was able to use his mirror magic to take out the robbers. Gray thanked Gauche for rescuing her, but Gauche said that he only did it because that was what Marie wanted. As you might remember, after Gauche and Marie lost their parents and were ostracized by society, Gauche stopped caring about anyone else except for his baby sister. He made it his life's purpose to protect Marie because the two of them had no one else in the world except each other. And yet, Gauche did rescue Gray, and he gave her some very good advice as well. Gauche told her that if she's not fully committed to running away, then she should just go back home because in this world, there are dangers lurking around every corner. And if she is committed to running away, then she also has to be prepared to do everything with her own two hands. Without that staunch commitment and the willingness to do whatever it takes, she will not be able to survive in this cruel world. Gray took this advice to heart. She managed to survive, and she eventually joined the Black Bulls. The Black Bulls became her friends and her true family. And yet, Gauche doesn't seem to even know that Gray was the girl whom he had rescued that night. After all, because of her transformation magic and trying to look like her sisters, Gray looked completely different back when she first met Gauche and Marie. But Gray knows that it was Gauche who saved her, and she feels indebted to him. She wants to return the favor by saving him now that he is in his hour of need. Gray then says that despite her shyness and reluctance to have anyone looking at her true appearance, she wants Gauche to look at her more. And she blushes like crazy while saying it. I think that we all know what that means in the world of anime. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Gray then proceeds to unlock a new spell which allows her to magically close Gauche's massive wound and save his life. In my previous Black Clover video, I said that Gauche will most likely die unless there is a massive ass pull like Gray suddenly unlocking a new healing spell. And that is literally exactly what happened. I mean, I do think that this is a bit of an ass pull from a narrative perspective, but this is a shonen series, and after what we saw with Julius versus Patri and Yuno versus Xenon, nothing surprises me anymore. Don't get me wrong, I do like the fact that we got Gray's backstory, and her apparent secret crush on Gauche is pretty cute. I especially like the irony of someone like Gray, who is traumatized about her appearance and insecure about other people looking at her, having a crush on someone who uses mirror magic of all things. But even though I liked all of this stuff, Gauche's survival is still an ass pull in my opinion. But even though I can readily admit that, I'm still glad that Gauche didn't die, and I'm looking forward to seeing whether his relationship with Gray will develop and whether he will chill out with all the little sister stuff. Also, I'm sure there will be some explanation for why transformation magic was able to heal Gauche. Maybe Gray's magic evolved to transform the bodies of other people as opposed to just her own. Whatever it is, I'm sure that it will make sense from the perspective of the magic in the Black Clover world. Vanessa is shocked to see the incredible effects of Gray's new spell, and Dante is surprised too. Dante has seemingly managed to take care of Asta pretty easily, and Asta's motionless body drops to the ground, his new Black Asta form dissipating. Dante says that this is fantastic because he didn't realize that Gray was also an arcane stage mage. And he proceeds to ask both Vanessa and Gray to be his women. You gotta love Dante. I've been calling him Demon King Dante because of his demon powers and kingly crown, but maybe I should start calling him Harem King Dante from now on. Yes, he is an evil villain, but man is he ever a man of culture. Unfortunately, before Dante can get a chance to Netflix and chill with Gray and Vanessa, a massive slash of dark magic cuts through the ground between Dante and the ladies. The next page reveals that Yami and Finral have finally arrived, and Yami, like the jacked badass that he is, tells Dante that no one messes with his people. And that is how the chapter ends, having just set up an absolutely epic magical showdown between the one and only Yami and the harem king Dante. Both men are overpowered mages and true Wamen respecters, so I can't wait to see them duke it out on the battlefield. I've been saying for the last few weeks that Asta's new form won't be strong enough to defeat Dante, but it might just be strong enough to keep Dante busy long enough for Yami to return. And thankfully that is exactly what happened. However, by the looks of it, Asta has been thoroughly defeated by Dante, and it doesn't seem like Asta will be back on the battlefield anytime soon. This means that Yami will have to take Dante on man to man, and he likely won't be able to count on Asta's help, at least not for a little while. I think that Asta will need some time to recover before he can fight again. Dark magic versus demon gravity magic is going to be an absolutely legendary clash of kings. I can't wait to see what happens, and overall, I did really enjoy this chapter. I do think that the Gauche healing spell was a bit of an ass pull, but that's just the way Black Clover works. If Julius could time travel resurrect himself, and if William Vengeance could heal like half of the Golden Dawn squad out of nowhere after the Xenon fight, then it shouldn't surprise us that Ghosh could end up being healed even though he was clearly fatally injured. With that said, I am glad that Ghosh survived because I love all the Black Bulls as a squad and I don't want to lose any of them. I also would have felt so bad for poor little Marie if her brother had died. That child has been through enough. Let me know what you guys think. Are you okay with the Ghosh recovery? And what do you think of Gray's backstory? And what about Gray's magic? How was she able to unlock this new spell? Also, is a Gray x Ghosh ship about to set sail? I can definitely ship it, especially with the delicious irony of having someone who is insecure about being looked at falling in love with someone who uses mirror magic. Not gonna lie, that was pretty gamer of Tabata. Also, do you think that Yami is going to be able to hold his own against Dante, or is Dante just too strong? We know that Yami is extremely tough and his dark magic is unique. Unlike other magic from this world, Yami's dark magic had a significant effect on Zagred, so maybe this will turn out to be an important asset in the fight against Dante as well. I predict that Yami is definitely going to need some help, although I'm not sure how soon Asta will be able to recover. We'll have to wait and see. I've been saying this for a while, but Black Clover is so freaking interesting right now, and this war arc is absolutely epic. Let me know if you agree down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Black Clover content right here on the channel, please leave a like to let me know, it really does help. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. And also, if you're not new, you've been watching us for a while, but you still haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, it really does help me. Feel free to check me out on Twitter and or Instagram at AnimeUproar. I want to give a huge thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons who make videos like this one possible. Special thanks to Baby Ray, disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all our the one tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Alolan Atom, The World, Steelers, The School Bus, Tyson Quirino, A Quiet Respect, Pate Heffa, and Chris Loki. Finally, big thanks to all of our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, Odin, Anatoly Kazatsky, Alpha Dio, Angel Cruz, Team Sparky65, Rohan Kapoor, Cricket XP, $50 Beat, Ted No Ted, Jalter, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Jessica K. LaFond, Alicia Octer, Levi, Emperor Otaku, and JCC Waka. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single dollar will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.